It's a pleasure, and thank you very much, Moha, for inviting us to this beautiful city and to this conference. And it's a pleasure to be here. I'd like to spend the next 25 minutes or 30 minutes to talk about the current status of low and middle income countries biobanking. I must say that most of my focus will be on low income countries and particularly Africa. Nevertheless, what we have been doing has included this vision. Okay, so by way of background, we all know that global cancer incidence rates are projected to increase by 2030 by 60% to 20 million. And this is information coming from the IAC Global CAN, which is the International Dictionary for Cancer Rates and Cancer Incidence. And also we know that about half of these cancer deaths actually would occur in low middle income countries and mostly in Africa. And that the main cause we know of global disease and burden and action are different in different countries depending on the burden. So, investment in research platform. And now we're talking about infrastructure, including biobanking and research infrastructure. We know that in high-income countries, these are advanced greatly, but in the middle income countries, these have not been replicated. And this is really where we are. And because of this, there is an underrepresentation of low middle income country bioresources for research. And because of this also, there is a bias in research findings that are going on with respect to ethnicity, with respect to disease group and subtype. The areas where there is the highest disease burden are not being represented in our research activities. And therefore, we need to try and address this. This map, World Bank classification map, just shows where the red areas are, and these are the low middle income countries. So what are the roadblocks in LMIC biobanking? Collaboration is always a problem. It's not well defined. Often we find different groups are collaborating with different institutions internationally for specific projects defined for those activities not sustainable after the end of those projects. LCs, ethics, legal and social issues, regulations and governance are really not yet a priority for many of our countries. And then also standardization and quality issues are of great challenge, mainly because of the cost, the infrastructure, and the personnel that all of these require. Health services in all of our countries are competing with other services for the limited government funding, and biobanking is really below on that list. In some countries, however, I'm happy to see in Jordan that biobanking is really has come to the forefront of the health services sector priority. But that's not the case for many countries. And the expertise on stakeholders here we mean population, we mean patients, we mean governments. They're not, to support biobanking is a great challenge, mainly because of lack of awareness, and then training and education, which is a real issue to grapple with. We also know that information on the activities of LMIC biobanking is not available, is very limited. So we will talk about the standards, the international standards, guidelines and so on, what is acceptable, but we have not really gathered enough information from all of these institutions that we think need to progress, what status they're in, and how we can assist. And because of this, IAC decided in 2012 to conduct a survey. And this survey aimed to gather information on facilities and activities to assess the status of biobanking. And really, majority of the questions in this survey was really dealing with infrastructure, facilities infrastructure. I must say we have not, we were not able to go in detail with LC, and I think my colleague Rita will probably provide some slides on some of the LC issues in LMIC. So we will be able to get a complete picture by the end of the day. So the survey really was, we designed it and it included 49 questions, and we sent the information to 60 contacts, and these contacts We got from different organizations, different networks, and different collaborators from IAC scientists, and we responded 17 countries from these questionnaire that we sent responded. Out of these 17 countries, 27 actually participated in this. So there were some countries that had more than one biobanks or institutions that responded. So you can see here the countries that we had in the survey. We have Asia in it as well. We have Britain,